Okay, we are live. We're just waiting on it. And I guess technically you have to wait till 7 o'clock. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Alexandra. Hello.
Hi.
Dan, is Debbie with you?
Yeah, Debbie's here.
Wait, just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, Debbie, you ready?
One second.
Okay, Steve.
She said, go ahead.
All set.
Okay, good evening. This is Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for Mayfield Village. Today is May 2nd, 2022. This meeting is being held via Zoom today, and it is 6 o'clock. First order of business that we have is consideration of meeting minutes for April 19th, 2022.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
Roll call.
You gotta speak louder. Just doesn't make
Mr.
sense.
DeFranco,
Yes.
Mrs. July,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's approved. We have one case on the docket today, case number 2022-04. The applicant is John and Jennifer Jurisic of 721 Robley Lane, Mayfield Village 44040. Permanent parcel number 831-25-018. So request for an 8-foot wide variance from section 1119.09C to allow for construction of a 24-foot wide driveway. Abutting property owners on Robley Lane have been notified. Jennifer, are you going to state your case? If so, I need to swear you in.
I can.
Yeah, okay. If you could just hold your hand up, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, state your case.
I know I've provided some lengthy documentation to the board, but just as a review, we currently have an asphalt driveway with a concrete apron. The concrete apron came about with the sewer replacement or the sewer conversion. And we are looking to replace our asphalt driveway, which is by the pictures that I have. The pictures don't do it justice for how terrible it is. We want to replace the asphalt driveway with concrete to match the apron. The asphalt driveway is currently 15 feet. We are asking for a variance for 17 feet. You could see at the bottom end of the concrete driveway, there's water that's pooling. For a couple of reasons. So the 15 feet is obviously small. We have two bigger SUVs. So the variance, the small foot variance there would help correct that flooding that happens at the end of the concrete driveway. Back when the apron was first pulled after the sewer conversion, we had brought it to the attention of Mr. Morella's attention several times, but it was one of those that it was sort of wait and see what happened. They were going to come back and grade it a little bit better. The company that was doing the concrete, it never happened. And so we constantly have water pooling there. In addition to that, we have a third driver, almost a third driver in the house. And we are looking just to have a small parking pad just for a small sedan in the side of our house that would fit that car. So we're constantly not juggling cars around. As it is right now, we sort of juggle cars around with the third car in the driveway. It would be a hindrance to us. And then we have a basketball hoop, the kids playing in the driveway. I have two other children too. So in total, we're just looking for something like that. As I mentioned, we plan on doing, right now, we actually had a flower bed in that place where the parking pad is. We haven't replaced it. So it's sort of, yes, right there. So there was a flower bed there that was surrounded by brick. We had taken it out knowing that we were probably going to want to do this. So it actually doesn't extend any further than the circular flower bed that was there. So we would like to do that. We've talked with the neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez, who are on that side. They have no issues with it. In addition, we talked to the abutting property owners that are listed here. We've talked to over half of them, either came to us or I've seen them out since the notice has been set out. No one has any kind of objection at all. Some of these abutting property owners themselves have parking pads, some smaller, some bigger than us. I included some driveways just to demonstrate the variability on Robley. So what I feel like what we're asking the board is not exorbitant compared to what's on the street, and it wouldn't stand out. After we get the parking pad in, we would actually plan on doing landscaping around that so it doesn't stand out. We're actually going to have matching landscaping on both the left and right side of our house after we're all said and done. So I know I provided a lot of information in the packets, but I'm happy to answer any kind of questions if there are some.
Thanks, Jennifer. And just to be clear here, and I think I missed it, but Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. She's asking for two variances. Is that right? One of the 16 feet for the majority of the driveway, and then 24 feet. Is that true, or is it just one?
I think it's the distance to the next property because it's 9 feet instead of 10.
So there's
No?
9 feet. There's 9 feet still between what would be between our property line and the next property line. So we actually exceed the 3 feet minimum
Okay.
for that. So it would just be the 2 feet running down. Well, the 2 feet that's running down to the 1 foot. So I think it's actually like 8 feet, an 8-foot variance in one part of our driveway, and then half below would be just a 1 foot variance.
Yeah, it's true. I opened it up as 8 feet total, because you're allowed to have 16, right now I have 15 feet. And then when I go 24 at the pad to the garage, so yeah, we look at 2 variances, a 1 foot variance for the driveway area, then an additional variance of 8 feet.
Hey, Dan, let me make sure I heard you. You're a little bit, sounds like you're in a hallway, or if you can get closer to the mic, perhaps. So you are saying that there are 2 variances being requested here, 1 foot variance of the 16 feet and then an 8-foot variance also?
Looked at that way. I just did a 1 variance, the total width of 24 feet. 16 feet is allowed, and they wanted to extend the upper portion much larger, so I went with a much larger variance request. But yeah, I mean, it could be 2 if you really want it to be 2. The 1 foot extension width at the lower end of the driveway, then the upper portion near the garage is an additional parking pad, which will extend another 7 feet of width.
Yeah, thanks for that. And I'm sorry, Diane, are you counsel? I haven't met you before.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm
Thank you.
Diane Calda. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you, pleasure. Okay, just want to make sure that's clear there too. John or Alexandra, any thoughts?
Yeah, so I heard you mention that you didn't have this issue with the water pooling before the sewer replacements.
Well, it was because it was asphalt the whole way down and we had the ditch. So we had a big ditch there.
Okay.
They just didn't grade it enough that there needs to be more of a decline into the ditch. So
what we're saying though is that the changes that were made to improve the sewers in the village caused sort of specific circumstances to your property that requires this variance.
Correct for that piece of it. Yes, that is correct.
And I have a question for you and Steve. You're saying it's a 1 foot variance for that one section, the whole length, but according to the drawing, it says 2 feet. So
Well, the existing driveway is 15 feet now. You're allowed 16 feet.
well, but the variance is, the drawing shows they want a 2 foot variance.
Right, but you're allowed to have 16
So
feet.
it's just feet of 1.
It's just 1 foot
All
is
right.
beyond what you're allowed, yeah.
And, Jennifer,
Yes.
when I drove by the house, you have one large tree on the right-hand side of the driveway that's going to be
Yep.
close to the new pad. How's that going to be protected?
That will be protected. So actually, that's a good picture to look at. So we are coming up right where that dirt spot is sort of where up a little bit more is where the cutaway would be for the start of the pad. It actually won't impact that tree at all. So the tree would remain healthy. We have no plans to doing anything with that tree. We have to, we keep care of it, trim it as we need to. We have no plans to remove it.
Well, very good.
Alexandra or
John, we actually thought that keeping that tree as well, in addition, keeping that tree helps with the landscaping too. So it's,
But screens it from the view, so.
Correct.
And it does look, if you look at the Google Maps aerial photo, like just 2 driveways down, there's one that looks almost twice as wide as the current width.
that is actually, Mr. Blanc, that is actually one of the pictures that I have there for the comparison.
Yeah, so there are definitely wider driveways in the neighborhood.
This is similar to a pad that was requested last month on a different property too.
We are actually,
Well,
it would be mirroring the 689 Robley right there is what it would be very close to. So the top left picture is where it would be very close to for us. That would
John,
probably
where I think this one is different is that they're correcting a drainage issue because that's going to destabilize the driveway. So they're repairing a flaw that wasn't there before, and so it's a unique feature of this lot.
The 2 feet, so the 6 to 17 feet versus the 16 feet, Jennifer, you're saying is exclusively to help with the drainage issue, is that correct?
That is correct. So if you, one of the pictures that sort of shows the water pooling on it right there, if you take that and you pretty much measure that, that is roughly 2 feet right there.
Okay, from the board, any other thoughts?
Gave
So-
enough information on the paperwork that she sent out, so most of the stuff was answered there.
Okay, all right, very good. So then the conditions upon which an application for a variance is based are particular, I'm sorry, considering whether there's a practical difficulty, we have to look at whether the conditions upon which an application for variance is based are particular to the subject property with respect to the physical size shape, or other characteristics of the premises or adjoining premises, differentiating it from other premises in the same district, or the variance would result in an improvement of the property that is more appropriate, more beneficial to the community than would be the case without granting of the variance. I see both those conditions being met. So we'd look for a motion.
Make a
So
motion
moved.
to approve.
I'll second then.
Roll call, Deb?
Mr. DeFranco,
Yes.
Mrs. Jean Blank,
Yes.
Mr. Michelko.
Yes,
Okay, motion's approved. So let's see here. Are there any other, so that motion's approved. Are there any other considerations for the board? If not, motion to close,
Move to adjourn?
to adjourn?
Steve-O,
Yes, sir.
they have 10 days to appeal, so we're not gonna be able to issue a permit in the next 10 days, just in case somebody wants to appeal.
All right, thank you. So there are 10 days to appeal, so thank you. Any other thoughts there? Good. So I think I heard motion to adjourn, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Very good, I as well. So everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good
Thanks,
night.
everyone. Great meeting.